Welcome to FM Corner. I'm Danny Kinch, Director of Relationship Management for WCE. Today I want to talk about a topic we've spoke about a little bit in the past, this time with a little twist. We spoke about in your career, how do you figure out and define your success? You know, much of your career as a facility manager spent working on a lot of bad stuff. Things happen, things are broke, things are messed up, and you're spending all that time. It's awful easy to get in that, well, I don't know what success is because I'm always working behind the eight ball. But when you think about it, there are things in your career that you should be very proud of. And we've spoke about that in an episode of FM Corner in the past. Today I want to kind of talk about my own personal success and what I've tried to do to acknowledge that, yeah, being a facility manager is really hard and it's difficult. But there are things that you get out of it if you try to do it the right way, which really hold value. And for me, it was really like four things. As I look back on a career that spanned somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 years, I wanted to provide for my family. And I've been able to do that. Certainly not rich, certainly not poor, but I'm doing fine. I've been able to provide for my family, and that's the most important thing of working, is to have that protection and be able to provide for the members of your family. Second was during the majority of my career, I was able to lead a team, and a team that really had no experience in the facility world when they started. And today, all of those folks have really good jobs and moved on in some cases to really high career opportunities. And they've done that because they were really smart and they were willing to learn and willing to work really hard. And that's not because they worked on my team, but I hope that I helped them with a little piece of it as they grew. And so today I can look at that and go, how proud I am of those people that have moved into management roles or whatever that may be throughout their career. So that's important. What do you do with the people on your team? You know, do you try to help make them better and help put them in a position to be successful? And I hope I've done that for those people. I think third is the number of people I've met in this business. And those are friends, those are business associates I've done business with. Those are people who run companies I've never done a nickel's worth of business in my life. But I've built a great relationship with those people. And the value in that, the value to enjoy their company, enjoy other people's time, do things together, just talk. Talk about life, talk about your job, talk about things you've learned, things like that. Very blessed to have had that opportunity to meet a lot of those people who are very good friends of mine today and will be for life. And that's very important. And the last one, I think, for me, which kind of speaks to an overall career, is the fact that I'm getting opportunities to still sometimes help folks that I don't even work with anymore, haven't worked with in 10 to 15 years. For instance, in the last month or so, I've worked with a person who works for a company in New York, and they were trying to figure out how to get a 24-inch griddle outside the hood and keep it out there without being in trouble from the health department. Can I do this? We had that conversation. I had a CEO of a large company who worked for the same company that I did years ago, and he said, I'm trying to hire a facility guy, and I'm trying to pick a CMMS provider, and I need your help. And I want you to help me. And the third one was, I used to be a chief operating officer of a company, worked as a vice president for Ruby Tuesday, now owns franchise operations in the pizza business. And he said, I'm doing a project and it's going to involve a kitchen, and I want you to help me figure out how it lays out and how to buy it. Those are three different opportunities from three different people that I had the opportunity to work with in Ruby Tuesday days, who, when they needed some help or some assistance, they picked up the phone and called me. That means during my career in working with them, I built some trust. And that's critically important because 10 to 12 years after, neither of us work at the same company anymore. When they're needing some assistance, they're picking up the phone to call. And that's probably the greatest amount of respect you could ever ask. One other opportunity I've had with a facility manager who works for a company, and his boss is someone I worked with at Ruby Tuesday. And he was asking some questions of her, and she suggested that he contact me. We were going to be at a conference at the same time in the next few weeks, and to set up a meeting and spend some time to talk. And he did. And we had never met. And we spent probably a good hour and a half just sitting across the table, him kind of leading, asking questions of how some things are done and what do you do or what is your opinion, and me trying to give him information from when I did the job that he's in and some ways I went about trying to overcome hurdles or challenges that were going on. That was a pleasure. We want to continue those conversations, to talk, to be there as a mentor, for lack of a better term, but just a voice to try to help when needed. And for the person who kind of led him to me, how good is that? I haven't worked with this person going on 15 years, probably. But when she thought of someone that possibly could help, she picked me. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It wasn't title, it's not money, it's not any of that. The things that you need are important. But it shows that hopefully throughout that time I built trust. And by building trust, when someone needed something, they decided to call me. And that's probably the thing that I'm most proud of. So think about your success and think about your career and what are those things that you can hang your hat on as you go through it. You've probably done some of the same things. You've helped people. You're either helping them now or you help them down the road. What things are you doing that define your success throughout your career? I know what mine are. What are yours? That's our episode today. Thank you so much for listening. Look forward to speaking to you again next week.